Oh, welcome! Mr. Cuckman has admitted to basically chucking down the copyright claims and things like that with respect to The Last of Us Part 2. There's a whole lot of really interesting bits in here, actually. This is like a big Last of Us Part 2 spoiler cast on Kind of Funny Games, I think. I don't know anything about these people. Kind of Funny Games cast. No idea, don't care. But I came across it and, you know, I thought we could take a look at it. Now, if you don't know, obviously, there were some leaks. There were a lot of strikes. There were a lot of copyright claims, a lot of takedowns. All illegal, might I add. All very fraudulent. All very much the abuse of the system. All things which would not stand up in a court of law. I'm allowed. So, yeah, Mr. Cuckman was a part of that. He's a raging douche canoe, and I love the fact that he's actually come out and admitted it. There's also some commentary with respect to, you know, spoiler alert, Joel dies, with respect to all of that as well, and, you know, his kind of glee over it all. So I want to take a look at that today. We're going to basically just have a look at this and talk about it, I guess. Just before we dive into all of that, guys, I'm making a movie. We are at 22.3, I think. We're so very close to the 25k target. It's amazing. Like, I can't put it into words how much it means to me. But basically, I'm making a high concept horror fantasy film called Blackfields. That's the official poster. I've actually got my last update coming next week, but we still have the GoFundMe open, and we still have the competition open for a very awesome ornamental nautical inspired fishing spear. So check that out via the link in the description box. But shall we dive into this? Shall we? Yeah, we should, shouldn't we? So guys, if you didn't know, we had some leaks for The Last of Us. We've had a lot of... Look, it's going to be a divisive game, but the critics near, you know, 10 out of 10, perfect, because that is what 10 out of 10 means. Even though some people dispute that. That's not how 10 out of 10 systems work, you moron. There's definitely a disparity between the critics and the user reviews, and there's a reason why. So we're going to dive into this, right? Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the leaks that happened. Let's take a look at all of the copyright strikes and all of that good stuff, shall we? Now, like I say, Kind of Funny Games cast. Never heard of it, don't care. But if I see something interesting, I want to talk to you about it. So basically, Mr. Cuckman, Neil Druckmann, the Cuckman, was on here. He talks about some bits and pieces about, you know, coming back as characters, you know, why you come back to The Last of Us Part 2 and all that kind of good stuff. And actually, since they've even said that they might not do Last of Us Part 3, which I guess actually makes some sense. Because, yeah. Now, there is some interesting bits, but what I want to get to first and foremost is the leaks, right? Leaks and death in context. So I will give them props on this. They've actually dropped it all down in a you know, timestamps, basically. So let's take a look at the leaks and death in context. This is Neil Druckmann.
What's really hard is when the leaks happened, and you see that scene came out, and the love that people have for this character, and that's all they have, is that, and then you play the person that killed him, and they lose their shit, understandably. They lose their shit. And then we just have to sit there for 2 months being like, there's more to it, but we can't say anything right now. And they just live with that frustration and anger. That was hard. That was really fucking hard.
I can't imagine. Because I mean,
there's not a death in the family, is there? Like, what? I can't imagine how hard that is. Oh my god.
I think that's part of what we're talking about, right? Of this 7-year gap and the love we all feel for these characters. You know, I think the different plane of existence The Last of Us Part 1 was on, and what it did for video game storytelling and narrative, and then, like you're saying, the fans who replay it and cosplay as it and, you know, start reading comics and doing all the DLC and all this stuff, right? They start to build up their own things to then get to that moment and have it revealed that way. Like, how long for all of you did it take to get not over it, I guess comfortable with it, to understand that it wasn't the end of the world, that it wasn't like, you know, the game's ruined kind of thing? Or am I projecting? Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, Neil, what was, where do you come down on that?
It was
You wrote it. Am I lost here?
it was one of the worst days of my life when that leak happened, because it's
So he's talking about when they were leaked in real time. Now this is what's important, right? So obviously the leaks came out and he watched it in real time, and this is where he actually admits to basically being there, telling people, lock it down, get the claims going, start to remove it from the internet. And this is where Neil Druckmann has legitimately just stated categorically, or will anyway, breaking the law. And that's what it is, and that's what Sony has done, and it is breaking the law. It's an abuse of the copyright, the DMCA system.
like, I saw it happening in real time. Like, I saw when it hit YouTube, and we're just all panicking, texting each other for them to take it down.
Sorry? What was that? Or panicking to take it down?
Can't imagine.
Sorry, what was that?
Because I think that's part of what we're talking. Can't imagine. Because I think that's part of what we're talking about, right? Of this 7-year gap and the.
I just want everyone to listen to that one more time, where this absolute brazen ball bag owns up to literally texting people frantically to take the leaks down via illegal methods.
Love we all feel for these characters. You know, I think the different plane of existence The Last of Us Part 1 was on, and what it did for video game storytelling and narrative. And then, like you're saying, the fans who replay it and cosplay as it and, you know, start reading comics and doing all the DLC and all this stuff, right? They start to build up their own things to then get to that moment and have it revealed that way. Like, how long for all of you did it take to get not over it, I guess comfortable with it, to understand that it wasn't the end of the world, that it wasn't like, you know, the game's ruined kind of thing? Or am I projecting? Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, Neil, what was, where do you come down on that?
It was one of the worst days of my life when that leak happened, because it's like, I saw it happening in real time. Like, I saw when it hit YouTube, and we're just all panicking, texting each other for them to take it down. And, you know, there's a lag, so it takes like an hour to take it down.
Sure.
And it had like hundreds, maybe 1,000 views before it got all taken down. And then you just sit there and you're like, your fucking heart sinks. And you're like, it's out there. It's only a matter of time before it blows up. And you're just waiting. And it's like a few hours later, it's everywhere. And you're starting to get hate on every social media you're on. And soon that turns into death threats and anti-Semitic remarks and like just craziness I could have never anticipated. I knew people would get upset.
Anti-Semitic remarks. I don't think that was mainly. I don't think that was it. The majority weren't did it. Look, I know. Sorry. I wanted you to listen to a few bits and pieces there because I wanted you to really get a feel for what this guy is about. Jesus Christ, what a douche canoe! I can't, honestly. Unreal. I can't believe he just sits there and just owns up to it. Just like, yeah, we tried it. We tried to remove it immediately. We tried to take it down. Ladies and gents. Tried to take it down. And I'm amazed. Whoever this guy is, Greg, right? You're an arsehat. The fact that you didn't challenge him on any of this, the fact that they were copyright striking people, where's the challenge there? You sat down talking to him. Challenge him. Everyone knows they were illegal. Everyone knows that it was fraudulent. Everyone knows it was an abuse of the system. Fuck me. Fuck off. Honestly. So there you go. Neil Druckmann admits it's not anti-Semitic. Where was he getting Was he getting anti-Semitic hate? I mean, obviously, if he was, that's horrendous. No one should get that. But yeah, no. There you go. Neil Druckmann admits to flagrant copyright abuse. Hate it. Hate it all. Hate it all. Hate it all. But there you go. I just thought this would be interesting. I'm going to go back to my Saturday evening. Thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts down below. Take care.